Eminem is at it once again. He dropped another swath of music for people to listen to, and this time it's not necessarily a new album but an extension of one he released earlier in the year. Music to Be Murdered By Side B is a fresh collection of 16 songs that range from basic tracks to diss tracks and beyond. It's not getting quite the buzz that many previous albums have gotten, but it's still getting the attention of certain rappers, celebrities, and groups. Allow us to break down some of the people who have responded and who might respond. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Make sure to go check out everythingledlights.com for some of the latest lighting products out today. That's everythingledlights.com. You can also find a link to the website in the description down below, and don't forget to comment the hidden message in this video for a chance to win a $500 Amazon gift card. You heard me right, that's a $500 Amazon gift card. Good luck. Number 7, Machine Gun Kelly. So, where to begin? How about with a feud that seemingly won't end? Seriously, it won't end. We speak of course about Machine Gun Kelly, Eminem's #1 punching bag in recent years, or at least ever since Kamikaze came out in 2018. On his track Zeus, he rapped, "Fair weather wishy-washy, she thinks Machine washed me, swear to God man, her favorite rapper wish she'd crossed me." While on that, he added, "They come at me with machine guns like trying to fight off a gnat." Calling him a bug is honestly pretty tame, but he does make it clear that MGK has nothing on him, and he never has. Earlier in 2020, Kelly released a new track called Bullets with Names, on which he seemingly bragged about having killed Eminem, which obviously was an exaggeration of extreme levels. Their feud was ignited big time because of the album Kamikaze as mentioned earlier, and in the song Not Alike, this included a diss on Machine Gun Kelly. You might be wondering, what did Machine Gun Kelly ever do to Eminem? Well, it's simple. Eminem had a daughter named Haley, and when she was 16 years old, a picture of her made it onto the internet, and Machine Gun Kelly couldn't help but note that she was, quote, smoking hot. For the record, you shouldn't say that to any 16-year-old girl, especially when that 16-year-old girl is the daughter of Eminem, who is known for his love and protection of his daughter. Now, the irony of Kamikaze and Not Alike was the fact that Eminem waited 6 years for this diss to come out. The rap feud sparked many diss tracks, but most agree that Eminem won, and he apparently wanted to use Side B to enforce that notion. But wait, there's more. Machine Gun Kelly has responded to this, and in a tweet noted those subliminals with some emojis to show just how not scared he was. But let's be honest here, MGK really had to try and laugh it off, because if he didn't, he would look rather weak. Number 6, Snoop Dogg. You could argue that all of the names that will be on this list, that Snoop Dogg is one that you probably didn't see coming, because him and Eminem have always had this long distance respect thing going on with them, you know? And yet he went after the D.O.G. In the last verse of Zeus, which is stacked with name drops, M mentioned Snoop while seemingly responding to comments he made earlier this year about M's legacy. "I'm diplomat cause I'm trying to be the last thing. I'm diplomat cause I'm trying to be. Last thing I need is Snoop Dogg in me. Man, dog, you was like a damn god to me, man. Not really, I had dog backward." Ouch. Now you might be wondering, wait a minute, was that line about Snoop insulting Slim Shady's legacy? Well, this had to do with an interview that some perceived as harmless and others didn't. You see, while doing an interview, something led to Snoop not just bringing up Eminem, but bringing up the fact that he isn't in his top 10 list of best rappers ever. The reason for this? In Snoop's eyes, it wasn't Eminem doing the rapping, it was his mentor, Dr. Dre. Here's what he had to say about it. "Eminem, the great white hope. White rappers had zero respect in rap. Let's keep that one though. Wow," Snoop said. "Dre has probably put Eminem in the position where he would be considered one of the top 10 rappers ever. I don't think so, but the game feels like that he's top 10 lyricist and all that comes with it. That's just because he's with Dr. Dre, and Dr. Dre helped him find the best Eminem that he could find. There's some in the 80s that Eminem can't with," Snoop continued, "like Rakim, like Big Daddy Kane, like KRS-One, like LL Cool J, like Ice Cube." To be clear, he did praise Eminem later on, but he also noted that "I can live without that" in terms of his music, which no doubt prompted the music we heard from Slim Shady. So how did Snoop respond? Well, he did some cryptic posts on Instagram that made it seem like he wasn't going to back down from his comments, including noting that people who don't communicate think everything is an argument. Curious words, don't you think? He also noted that people hate you when you say something right. We might just hear more from this particular back and forth before time is up. Number 5, Drake? Okay, to be clear, there wasn't a diss on Side B that was aimed towards Drake, though the two have a bit of a history in certain ways. Rather, he rapped about Drake in a way that was more of a warning than anything else. On the song Zeus, Slim Shady directs his attention toward Drake and warns him of a day when some of his fans will no longer be in his corner. "I've had a great view to see the game through," he raps, "and Drake, they're gonna turn on you one day too. And the more you win, the sooner they do. They'll be calling you a trash bin, saying that your new one isn't better than your last one, and even if it is, once they start to turn their backs, they ain't never coming back. They did it to Chance, next they'll be mentioning Future in the past tense, or saying adios to Migos." This may sound a little odd, but in truth, this is about how the rap fanbase isn't always the most loyal. Eminem was once the biggest rapper around, but then when he started to change how he acted and how he rapped and tried tried to make a bit more wholesome rap music, people and critics turned on him, which led to him going off on everyone in Kamikaze. Drake has been facing challenges of his own in recent years, and Eminem no doubt is warning him that things might continue to go against him if the urge hits the fans, and likely to be careful as a result. Drake hasn't replied to this yet, but no doubt when he hears the message, it'll come in loud and clear. Number 4. The Black Lives Matter movement. At times, it can seem as though rappers don't care about anyone but themselves and their paychecks, especially in a lot of the young generation of rappers. But when it comes to Eminem, he's honestly been an activist and a very charitable person throughout his career. And on Zeus, M says, "Black people saved my life," and offers special RIP mentions to police brutality victims, including Breonna Taylor and Eric Garner. All that we want is racial equality. RIP Laquan McDonald, Trayvon, and Breonna, Tatiana, Rayshard, and Dominique, Eric Gardner, and Rodney King. No, we can't get along till these white mother effing cops who keep murdering blacks are off the streets. These words are truly all in favor of the Black Lives Matter movement that has been going on throughout 2020, to the extent that they have been commonplace in major cities and even on the attire of athletes like NBA players and even wrestlers. The BLM movement has used rap songs to showcase their cause in the past, and we wouldn't be surprised if they use this song to help make their case, because when Eminem speaks, people listen, whether they want to admit it or not. Speaking of whom, number 3, MAGA. As noted before, Eminem isn't afraid to shoot straight and call it like it is. His hatred for the soon-to-be ex-president of the United States, Donald Trump, is legendary. He did a rap about him at the BET Awards once and was called out on it by some because of its brutal honesty. But look who's laughing now, because not only was Eminem right, he used his music to help Joe Biden get an election victory. And in terms of disses, he extended his hatred of Trump to the Make America Great Again people who have helped make America worse in 2020. After mentioning his support for police brutality protests in These Demons, Eminem mocks MAGA supporters who have taken to the streets during the pandemic era. This pandemic got us in a recession. We need to reopen America. Black people dying, they want equal rights. White people want to get haircuts, some people protest, some people riot. But we ain't never escaping the virus. He's very right in that regard, because the MAGA people have made things worse, including one of them killing people in Kenosha and being treated like a hero in the MAGA group and beyond, including people raising money for a $2 million bail because he was, quote, a hero, as well as them protesting in the streets because they want America reopened and causing more sickness as a result. While Trump and his followers haven't responded as far as we can tell, we wouldn't be surprised if they went and sent angry tweets at Eminem for the things he did, because after all, that's just what they do. Number 2, 6ix9ine. The insult is a long time coming, and it's both simple yet particularly epic in its burn. In Side B, he opens up a track with the line, "She says I'm trash, but she listens to Tekashi." Yep, he did that, and we love it, mainly because 6ix9ine has made cracks in the past about Eminem and how he, 6ix9ine, was the better lyricist, which is of course a straight up lie. So it makes sense for Eminem to finally cut loose on him, because if we can be honest here, Eminem could do a whole diss album about 6ix9ine and we'd love it. 6ix9ine hasn't responded yet, but knowing him, it's only a matter of time. Number 1, the critics. You could argue that the people Eminem doesn't care about at all in terms of feedback are the critics. They have rarely, if ever, gone and supported Eminem, even when he was at the peak of his fame. And by the time you get to Side B, you can tell they're tired of the surprise albums. Such as with Forbes, who noted, in terms of quality and commercial performance, Eminem has finally exhausted his surprise album gimmick on music to be murdered by Side B. They go on. Eminem's latest efforts contain all the hallmarks that listeners have come to expect from his late career output: supersonic bars, self-conscious jabs at his critics, groan-inducing punchlines, and politically incorrect insults that should have been left on the elementary school playground. He continues to rehash old beefs, enlist pop star features in pursuit of a Love the Way You Lie caliber chart smash, and constructs increasingly elaborate rhyme schemes that are devoid of substance. Ouch. Yeah, they and others don't seem to care for Eminem's new track, but in Eminem's mind, he likely doesn't care at all. And there you go, everyone, a look at music to be murdered by Side B and the various reactions it has gotten from people who were dissed by it or who were referenced by it and those who reviewed it.